Have you guys ever wanted to watch anime with me? Well, now you guys can. We watch all type of anime and we do it on a nightly basis. All you guys have to do is follow me on Twitch and click the link in the description to join the Discord. With that out of the way, let's get into the intro. So, a debate that's been going on, I think, pretty much for a while now, and it's only escalated since Historia has been pregnant. And I don't know why the community puts these two together. They're actually really close friends within the show. So, yeah, you guys should stop fighting. But I'm making this video to determine who would be the best love interest, if you will, for our protagonist, Eren Yeager. Now, I'm going to address two things real quick before I get into this video. One, for people to say, oh, it's not that type of anime. Shut the fluff up, respectfully, alright? Because whenever you say it's not that type of anime, and I know that this anime is not a romance, and I think the community, anybody with average intelligence knows that this anime is about war, violence, death, basically racial stuff, and a lot of issues that go on in our world today. But you have to have at least average intelligence to know that there are some love aspects that affect the flow of the story, right? Because yes, we know that it's not a romance or a slice of life anime, something like, for instance, Your Lie in April, but some aspects of love do influence some decisions. For example, right, when Mikasa and Eren at the end of season 2, they were faced with the Smile Titan Den of Fritz. Basically, Mikasa turned to him because Eren was losing it. She was like, "You're not weak, you're strong. You've taught me how to live. You've been by my side and made me feel worthwhile. And I love you, and I love you for that," right? And so Eren, he got up after hearing that speech, basically say, "I want, for hearing that, I want to live to fight another day with you, and I'll wrap the scarf around you forever." Love influenced his actions, right? Mikasa doing that influenced him to stand up and be prepared to fight for another day. And this is, I can name a bunch of animes where love plays an influence, but I think the best example is Naruto when he was going to be killed by Pain, right? Hinata was the only one who came in and she tried to save Naruto because she didn't want to see the person she loved for ever since she was little be killed. And I think that this and the Attack on Titan scene, they're pretty much the same side of it, different sides of the same coin, right? It's basically the exact same thing, just slightly different details, right? And I'd be willing to debate that with anybody in the comment section. And then also, the people that say that Eren and Mikasa are siblings, well, okay, no, they're not. They're close friends, and she lived with them for like 8 months. And then there's another anime, Full Metal Alchemist, that Winry and Edward, they were friends as childhood, but they were childhood friends. But then they ended up getting married, had kids. Basically, to sum up some of, I guess, to parallel with Attack on Titan, Edward and Alphonse, their mother had died. Hohenheim, their father, was MIA, so they lived with Panako, who was Winry's grandmother. They lived with them for years. And then Winry considered Ed and Al her brothers. She said that multiple times in the anime. And Al and Ed, they consider her their sister. They cared for her, but they were close childhood friends. And as the show or shonen went on, they grew to love each other, and then they got married, had kids. So I think Attack on Titan fans, and nobody slanders that, but we want to slander Attack on Titan or Eren and Mikasa's relationship. But I feel like Attack on Titan fans are a little hypocritical because there are certain scenes that happen in their anime that happen in other animes, but they complain about it while others don't. But that's a conversation for another day. But if we're going to move on past that. I just wanted to clear that out the way for all my haters out there. Let people have their happiness. All right, I can understand if like people ship some weird stuff like Hanji and like, I don't know, Erwin, like they don't have chemistry like that. I understand why you guys get upset and when people reach, but that's besides the point. But if you guys enjoy regular Attack on Titan content, we're starting to post it every Sunday because that's when the new episode drops. Make sure you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. With that out of the way, my name is Potential Unleashed, and let's see who's the best love interest for Eren. Is it Mikasa Ackerman or Historia Reiss? Now, I'm not too into shipping, right? I don't really care that much. I just want to see my characters be happy, right? The thing that I do find annoying, like I said in my intro, let's just say, for instance, if Eren waved at Historia, right? Some people would be like, oh, gee, golly willikers, Batman. He waved at Historia. That means he's in love with her. Like, bruh, he just waved. Like, relax, chill. Y'all are reaching at that point, right? Like, y'all just gotta relax. And now, if it's something that's, like, really important or, like, something that actually happened and, like, you could tell that, you know, it was a romantic moment, that's cool, right? I'm not hating on you for that, but if you guys are reaching, chill out, all right? Just chill. But I think, I didn't know who we're going to pick first, but I guess since she's royalty, we'll start off with Historia Reiss. So, these two, they didn't really start interacting until more end of season 2, beginning of season 3. And once they got kidnapped, I feel like that's when they started getting along more because, well, they're now real close friends. And when you're kidnapped, you have a lot of free time on your hands. But a scene that really stood out to me is when Historia was freeing Eren, and she basically said the same thing as Ymir, that and a little bit more, it was a little more important, obviously, because Eren's the main protagonist, but she basically said, we can be enemies of humanity together, but as long as I'm here, I'll always be your ally. Something along those lines. And, you know, she said that to Ymir, and Ymir liked her. So, you know, that's something I guess you Historia fans, y'all can look forward to. But then we later see that Eren, he was basically saying that he prefers the name Historia over Krista because Historia is her true name and you're not lying to yourself. He doesn't like liars. And as Eren would say, he doesn't like people who aren't free. Her being under the name of Krista means that she's not free. And then we have a clip that is taken out of context for a lot of people. It's the scene where Eren and Historia are talking. They're bringing supplies back to the hideout or whatever. And then Mikasa comes and she gives them a desk there. A lot of people are saying that Mikasa's jealous of Historia there. But no, they're close friends. So why would she be jealous there? And if they are close friends, I'm pretty sure Historia would know that Mikasa likes him, but she wasn't jealous. She was upset that Eren was doing all of the heavy lifting after he just spent all day doing experiments, so he should be resting instead of that. So she was mad at him, not at Historia for being alone with him. And I feel like people are trying to pull at something that's not there. Like I said, they're reaching. That's one of the things that I don't like. So yeah, just to clarify, she did not hate Historia in that situation. But then later we go to season 4, and I feel like this is where people started shipping Eren with her a whole lot more. And this is, I guess, where people started being divided. But then we talk about where they were trying to force her to have as many kids as possible, and talking about the rumbling, and then Eren stood up saying, well, he doesn't want that. And people are all like, oh, gee, golly willikers, you know, Eren, he loves her, he doesn't want her to have kids. No, he doesn't care if she has kids, but it has to be out of love and out of what she wants, not for just her to be bred like cattle. And I think if Eren, any of his friends, Mikasa, Sasha, who else, Hanji, right, if any of them were royalty and had to breed a lot of kids, he'd be upset, because nobody wants their friends just to have kids any second of the day, every time they can. And also, if you look at his previous memories when Eren Kruger and Grisha, you know, Dino was about to be turned to a Titan, and then Grisha was like, wait, she's royal, and then he stopped him. Well, Eren saw that memory, so he wouldn't want the same thing to happen to somebody that he's close with, right? And I feel like people want to make it like it's exclusive to her, but in the scene when they were building the railroad, Eren said he doesn't want anybody inheriting his Titan, and they were going to feed Historia the Beast Titan. So it's not that he doesn't care about her, he cares about everybody in the same way, saying that he wants them all to live long and happy lives. So why would he tell them that, but Historia would be on a different pedestal, if you will? And I'd say probably the biggest controversy is whether Eren is the father of her child. Now, I see why people can get confused, because in the manga, it wasn't really as clear and cut as they depicted it in the anime, who's the father. But I personally don't think that Eren's the father. We probably will figure it out or find out in the next 2 chapters. It's February 20th, and the chapter doesn't drop for what, like 15 days, something like that? Maybe a little more, quick math. And you guys can think that he's the father. I'm not trying to, this video is not for me to disprove that, but I don't think so. And probably because I think the common misconception, this is a micro spoiler for 130, but I'm not going to tell you skip ahead because it's out of context. But basically, Historia, she asks Eren, well, what would you think of me having a child? And I feel like people are, when they search it up on Google or something, they look for that and people Photoshop it, because in the actual manga, that's exactly what it says. Some people think it's like, what do you think? Do you want to have a child with me or something like that? And they're mixing that up a little bit, right? And then it shows, it didn't show this scene in the anime, but in the manga, it shows that Eren, he was watching Historia as she went to go talk to the farmer, and people are saying that, you know, he was watching and the farmer's a cover up. But if Historia really, you know, her and Eren, they're really close friends. They have a good relationship. If he was the father, do you really think she would look so depressed and sad? I don't think so. And Reiss, he was the father of Historia, but Historia's mother was, I think she was like a servant or a maid or something like that. So Historia, in essence, is just following in her father's footsteps, marrying, well, not marrying, but having a child with somebody that's not really relevant. And the only thing Eren being the father would be that the child is the son of the MC. It's nothing really special. Historia is the only one with royal blood, and you need a titan of royal blood to be able to use the power of the founding titan's power. So it's not like Eren is really needed. It doesn't matter who the father is at that point. It's just Historia is the only important one. And if Historia and Mikasa are friends like they're always depicted as, right? And every single person, we've seen Jean be jealous, we've seen Sasha poke jabs, every single person, and even Captain Levi, they said they have a weird relationship, right? Everybody knows that Mikasa likes him. So I don't know how you females work. The guys, if we like a female, we're talking to a female, the other guys, they can't talk to him. But I'm pretty sure Historia would not make a move on Eren knowing that Mikasa likes him, right? So Historia also, she teased Mikasa when she was revealing the Asian is the Amibizo or something like that clan on her wrist. She was teasing him, hey, why did you only show it to Eren? And then Mikasa started stumbling and stuff like that. So she even knows, like I said, that she likes Eren. So I like Historia as a character, and I think the shippers, they kind of make me dislike her a little bit, but I just don't see how her and Eren would be a great couple with such little chemistry. So next we're going to talk about Mikasa, and the funny thing is, in the anime they depict them as terrible, like they don't really work well together, and in the manga they're actually better, right? In the anime, Mikasa, she seems more obsessive and needy in the anime, where Eren, he seems more dismissive and aggressive. I'd say in the anime they get like on how well they work together, it's more like a 4 out of 10. And in the manga, it's like an 8.5 out of 10 for me. And Mikasa and Eren, they definitely have more chemistry because they've been together longer than probably anybody in the series, except for him and Armin. So they have the chemistry compared to Historia and Eren. And they've been through so much, showing that they care for each other. For one, he wrapped the scarf around her, which it symbolizes giving warmth and giving her a place to call home, where she also gained hope back, where she was in a world that's cruel and she saw no hope. He also saved her for Dinah Fritz, and they've also had other interactions after that. And a reason why she's so overprotective, right, of Eren, she doesn't want to lose the one and only family member that she has left, and she wants to cherish family. Family is the most important thing to her. And I think that in season 1, until I'd say like the middle, more towards the end of season 2, I'd say their relationship was like a 70-30, and now it's a 50-50. You can see the change in his aggressiveness from season 1 to where he says stuff like, right, yeah, sorry, Mikasa, etc. And he was jealous in season 1 just because she was so strong and Eren was useless, alright? Let's be real. And now we know that they're stronger together. When they work together, they're one of my favorite duos in all of anime. You've seen how well they work together. Now, this is where we're going to talk about spoilers, so if you guys do not want to get spoiled, I suggest you guys skip to the timestamp that's on the screen. So we're going to talk about the table scene and a couple other scenes a little bit, but I'm not going to get too into it because I do plan on making a video about that when it actually drops in the anime. But basically, Eren made up the ingrained Ackerman behavior because in the table scene, he said he talked to Zeke about it. He got all his information for Zeke, and chapter 130 basically debunked it, saying it's a lie. And I believe he thinks that she doesn't really love him and she's doing it because she saved her as a kid. And let me explain what I mean about that, because of everything that Eren has done, Eren's not a saint, alright? Let's be real. I don't know why people depict Eren as such a good guy. No, he's not a saint. But I think he thinks he doesn't deserve her, and he's like, how does someone love me who's done all this hatred and everything? He doesn't love himself, right? So how can somebody love... He needs to learn acceptance, if you will. And so for him to do everything that he's done, how can someone like her, who's so caring and so nice, how can she love him? Because when Zeke talked to him, and mind you, Zeke had never met Mikasa, right? So when Eren was describing everything that happened, Zeke was all like, well, dude, all right, you're missing the point. It's just she loves you, right? She snapped a Titan's neck for you. Which leads me to the point, and both times when the term lover or boyfriend or anything has applied, Mikasa, she's blushed. We saw that trust, and then we saw it in the scene, what do I mean to you? And if Eren were to depict them as family, instead of saying, we're telling Zeke they were family, he would have he said, what are you talking about? I have 4 years left, right? And I think Mikasa in that situation, she fumbled back. Well, one, because if anybody were to come up, and just come out the gate saying that, I think you get nervous too. But at the same time, he also acts so abruptly, right? And Mikasa wants to be a family, so she indeed wants them to stay together. So in this situation, I think Eren was confirming that she loved him after everything that he's done, and that she got nervous. And then, but then later in the chapter, it says, well, what if I were to have changed my answer? What if I had said something different? Well, this would have changed. And then in the promotional of the final volume, we have two important pieces of information, right? One, we see the scene where Zeke and Erwin, they made their promise that Levi would kill Zeke, and that was fulfilled in chapter 137. And we also, in the promotional, we saw about the scene about wrapping the scarf around her as many times, and that hasn't happened yet. And we have 2 chapters left. Eren's not dead. Before she dies, they're going to get closure. So we know that something like that is coming up. And then in the manga, her scarf is black, and in the anime, it is red. I saw somebody in a couple theories saying that the scarf represents a chain around her. I'm like, because now she's not wearing it, but I'm like, what? I don't know where people got that from, but I also saw something like it represents it represents I think the string of fate between 2 soulmates or something like that. That's interesting. You guys can take that with a grain of salt. It's not confirmed or anything like that. But I think Mikasa and Eren are the yin and yang, right? Eren is the type of person, the friend, to go to a bar and get drunk, and Mikasa the type of person to be like, all right, come on, let's go, I'll drive you home. Like, that's their relationship. And in season 4, they both look so sad, right? They both look like they're missing their other half. Now, like I said, I don't ship characters. I just want my characters to be happy. But after laying out all the car facts, to me, if I had to choose between one or the other, I think Eren and Mikasa make more sense. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Let me know if I missed something. Let me know why you guys like Historia more, why you guys like Mikasa more. But thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit that notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. I'm posting more on that. It's on the screen and in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. And don't forget to unleash your potential.